It was 10 years ago the Courteeners played the first gig at the Roadhouse. Now, with 5 albums behind them, the band are taking their career to a new level, playing to a crowd of 50,000 here at Old Trafford Cricket Ground. I sat down with Daniel Moores to talk about the gig.
The gig at Old Trafford is your biggest hometown show to date. What do you do in the build-up to something like that?
Well, as long as I'm well rehearsed, well with practice, the gig shouldn't be a problem. It's just dealing with the pressure on a day like that. The problem with those kind of gigs is it's 50,000 people and it'll start playing with your head, messing your mind up. So I'll just keep myself away from it all. You know, probably just watch telly, watch a box set or something like that at home. Nothing very rock and roll, nothing too, you know, nothing actually that interesting really, but just keep myself away. Then I'll end up at probably get myself to the gig for about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Say hello to the sport bands, you know, and just keep yourself calm, because it's just, it's not, I know how to play those songs, and there's no doubt about that, but it's dealing with, you know, like getting up on that stage and like freaking out about how many people are there to see you. But it's still, you know, the nerves still affect you, no matter how many times I've played the gigs and played the songs.
You're no strangers to playing big gigs now. You played numerous big festival dates, and you played Heaton Park in 2015. What does it feel like walking out to a crowd of that size?
I don't think you can explain it really. It's like the most electric feeling you can ever feel in your life. You know, you're getting out there, everyone's singing the words back to you, everybody's cheering for you, everybody wants you to do the best gig you can ever do. I don't think you can fail really, it's amazing. Amazing.
What inspired you to play the guitar, and who were your heroes?
When I was growing up, my dad played a bit of the guitar, and he was the first kind of person who got me into wanting to play guitar and learn how to play the guitar. And he helped me through learning those initial stages of not giving up on the, you know, when you can't get the right chords and stuff like that. But my big inspiration was always Noel Gallagher, I think. And through Noel, then I got to introduce to like John Squire and people like that. So Manchester guitarists have always been my big inspiration on learning. There's also Eric Clapton. I also think is a bit of a hero of mine, because he was one of my dad's heroes. So through him, that's what led me along to Eric Clapton. So they're the kind of people I've always looked up to and admired.
Would you say as well, being from Middleton and Manchester has had an effect on the sound of the band?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, every Mancunian's proud to be from Manchester because of its musical heritage, aren't they? You can't walk around. We wear our musical heritage on our sleeves. Just you go down to the city and you can see murals and all sorts, you know, just depicting, you know, Tony Wilson and things like that, and Factory. So you just can't miss it. But I've got to say, yeah, Manchester is a massive influence on probably any band who comes from Manchester. The musical heritage is always there to be seen.
Following the massive gig at Old Trafford, what's the next level for the Courteeners, and how will you get there?
Well, 10 years in, I don't know. It all depends, I guess, on just repeating our own success that we're already achieving now, I guess. I think it's obvious that mainstream media don't really want much to do with us. You know, it's obvious that, like, you know, they're not going to play our records. And I suppose without that push, we can only rely on fan power. And with fan power, I guess we will just strive to achieve exactly what we're achieving now, which is, you know, selling out big gigs and stuff like that, which, you know, become events, day events. You know, I don't know what more we can really achieve. I'm not saying like let's give up, but let's look at the next album. Let's make that as good as the previous albums. Let's soldier on. Because I'll tell you what, it's harder to repeat success than have it once. Like people who have, you know, a #1 single. We'll try and get 5 #1 singles, or, you know, have a top 10 album. We'll try and get 5 top 10 albums. Repeated success is success in its own.
And then Daniel, let's have an exclusive. Tell me something you've never told an interviewer before.
That's just really the hardest question ever to ask. I don't know how to answer that one. I've never done an interview before, so I don't know.
That's a good one. Cheers, Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.